Namaskar and welcome back to my channel once again. This is leadership part 2 that we're going to talk about, leadership skills, if you like to call it that way. And we are going to discuss, as I mentioned last time, for those who have hopefully attended the part 1 or seen the part 1 of the leadership. Here the topic will be, a subtopic of leadership will be mistakes leaders don't make. If you come to know that, then it is easier for you to find out what are the things that you should do. They don't go beyond, they change themselves. They don't try to go beyond a certain limit to change the world, which you cannot do. You don't have reasonable control on whatever is happening around you, but you have certain control on small things. I will elaborate that. Let's say you imagine a small circle, sphere around you, in which you have things like when do you want to get up tomorrow? You have a control. I want to read that book. You have a control. I want to leave eating oily foods. You have your control. You can do that. You want the sun to go around the moon. And this you don't have a control. You want the president of so-and-so country should take this decision, or you're in your own country or chief minister or someone. You really don't have control. You can have a wish list, but you don't have a control. Why worry about that? That is not the case with the leaders. The leaders are not worried about those things, which they cannot influence, they know for sure. But there are certain things around them which they can influence. For example, say my child school function, and the child wants me to go, definitely. He says, Father, last 2 times you have not gone. This time you must go. Otherwise, I will not do my play and all that. So it's a real important issue, and you have to do something about it. And you, as luck would have it, that is the day when your boss gives you a big assignment and you are stuck. You cannot go out of the office. So what you should do? Do you have control on this? Probably yes. You can probably work a little harder in the previous day and, on the same day, previous day, spend some midnight oil and work and make the presentation ready and then explain it to someone who is good, intelligent, your peer or subordinate, and request him to handle and tell the boss that I have made all arrangements and he will start the talk. By the time it is finished and the question hour comes, by the time I will come back, let me go to my school's, my child's, function, sir, please. So probably the boss will be impressed. Yes, he's able to do this work as well as he's able to, he's probably trying to relate to his own situation 10 years ago. So he'll say, okay, go ahead. So this is something on which you had a control by managing certain things. But sometimes you don't have control over things. Let us not be bothered about it. That's the good leader's job. They do not react, they respond. This is where, you see, unless I mention about my super guru, Mr. Zig Ziglar, whom I have not had the, I've not been fortunate to have a face-to-face discussion with him, but I had, exchange of emails, and I have read a lot of his books and all that. He has written some 30-odd books. Excellent. I am really impressed with him, and I'd just like to please give you a small incident, story which he told. He must have made up the story or it's real, I don't know that. But the way he explains, you get convinced. So Mr. Zagler said that once, I had to go to Dallas from New York, and it was early morning flight, and I went to the airport and I found that the flight is delayed, and delayed indefinitely. It could be 3-4 hours, so I'm going to miss my meeting for sure. And there's no other flight, no alternative. So I sat on my chair, sunk myself in, and I was doing like this and saying, fantastic. And there was an oldish lady sitting next to me. She couldn't take it anymore. She said, hey, you gentlemen, what are you trying to say? What is fantastic about this whole thing? The flight is delayed so much and all of us are going to miss our thing, and this is going to happen, that is going to happen. And she was, going on with the Capital Express speed. And there were no people who were crowding the counter and shouting at these counter women, shouting at the other airport attendants, airline attendants. They are trying to pacify them. and a big noise going on in the airport. But nobody is able to tell, no announcement when the flight will come. I once again said, fantastic, fantastic that the flight is late. This time the lady came to face to face with me and said, listen, you got to explain what you meaning. I said, listen, my dear lady, if the flight is not taking off, it could be for one of these three reasons. Number one, there's something wrong with the pilot. He's not well. He's having some big problem with his stomach or something with his body, God forbid, something with his heart or something. And he's not fit to travel. You require a senior pilot to take this aircraft, and there's no other person available. So they have to wait for that time. When that person is available, it could be 2 hours, 3 hours. The second alternative could be, the second reason could be that there is something wrong with the aircraft itself. That means there's something technically wrong with the engine. Something goes bad, it is already airborne, and then nothing can be done about it. And she kept on looking at me, Ziggy saying, dazed eyes. And I said, there's a third possibility that there's something wrong up in the air, in the clouds or whatever. And if the plane takes off, there's a big chance that it will crash. And if any of these three reasons are going to happen, then I don't want to be down there. I want to be down here at the airport, right on the ground. Oh, it is fantastic. It is fantastic that I am happy. I've said myself, I think I bought some time for going to the, that coffee recently opened. And they serve good burgers, give good coffee. I'll go and have them, I probably didn't have a good breakfast while coming. It's very early morning. And I'll catch up with some of my pending work and so on. So I'm very happy. It's fantastic. I'll go and relax and have some coffee. So this is an example which Mr. Zigzaglar gave, is that you can't do anything with this situation. So if you start reacting and start fighting, what will happen? You think it is your pop's money, it is my money I have spent, and how dare you do this? What can you do it? How can you do it? You have to give me compensation, you have to tell me right now, and so on, and all kinds of rackets. Is going to be of any help? And the responding to the situation is that, making use of that extra time, I'll go and have relaxation and catch up with my old work, some pending work. And I'll try to remain happy. Why give pain to my mind and brain? So this is called responding in his way. I can't enact the way he did it. He is excellent, wonderful. But I learned from him. He was my teacher, my guru. Now, leaders don't waste time on petty matters like WhatsApp addiction and so on and so forth. You don't even come to know that you are addicted. Leaders don't degrade themselves, don't degenerate themselves. When you say degrade, I mean, they don't stoop below a certain level and maintain their dignity. And degenerate means if you stand still at one point with respect to the development that is taking place in the field of technology, knowledge, and other business fields and all that, you will be much far behind others. So you will be degenerating yourself, even although physically you are not degenerating, but standing still at one place and not picking up knowledge enough, you are degenerating yourself. So they don't degenerate themselves, and if you want to improve, they try to keep ahead of others in terms of how better I can pick up the knowledge, how better I can respond to the situation. They don't snatch credit from others. Good leaders never snatch credit from others. In fact, at the end of some kind of a presentation which you have taught them, excuse me, you have taught them, trained them. One of your students have come out and given a presentation, and it has come out excellent. So it's his doing, he has done it. But then, who has, helped him to do it? Without your help, without your teaching and training and all the help that you gave, he couldn't have done it. He was very still and inactive and not so very intelligent and shy and afraid of going and talking. But you made him all this. But when he does it, then he does it under you. He feels it as if he himself has done it. That's the way a leader should be. Bye for now, ladies and gentlemen. See you later.